REED-BBS, BBS, Blackbird Sugar, Bachelor's in Boxing Studies, Televisión, Fred Sanford of the Fistic Arts. What had happened was Volume 2. On this day in boxing history, March 22nd, in 1967, Muhammad Ali defends the heavyweight championship of the world. 7th round KO of Zora Folley, the number 1 contender. Why is this significant? It would be Ali's last fight for 3 years, 7 months, and 4 days. Now, before I swan dive and delve deeper into that, I want you to subscribe. Now, here's the deal. REED-BBS, BBS subscribers are coronavirus free. So wash your goddamn hands on your way in. And then I promise you'll be cured of the coronavirus. That's a personal guarantee from me. Comment. You comment, I comment. You comment, I comment. Sharing is caring. Love tap and or bitch slap that like button for your boy. And shout out to the homies that fight me. Can you step to this? But getting back on point, Muhammad Ali was just 25 fucking years old. Record of 29 wins, no losses, 23 KOs. Almost literally sitting on top of the fucking world. United States was in the midst of the Vietnam War. They summoned Ali to take an aptitude test. Now, in terms of formal education, no, Ali wasn't the sharpest knife in the drawer. But his wit, his charm, sense of humor, it speaks for itself. Ali was a gifted speaker. He was a gifted speaker, obviously. He was captivating, he was eloquent, and effective in public speaking as anyone that's ever lived. Name your top 5 speakers, he ranks right there with all of them. Ali didn't lack intelligence. He just wasn't terribly book smart. Simple as. And later in life, he revealed that he had dyslexia, which I'm sure wasn't diagnosed in him until he was 40, 50 fucking years old or some shit. So anyways, Ali fails the aptitude test. He's deemed 1Y, which meant unfit for military. Now, long afterwards, Ali was reclassified as 1A, immediately eligible to be drafted. So like anyone else, he was curious about this. And the thing is, Ali was drafted and he conscientiously objected based on his religious beliefs. And as only Ali could word it, he questioned the reclassification. How could this be changed without further testing to prove if he was any quote-unquote wiser or worser? How you gonna reclassify me and you ain't give me another test to see if I was any wiser or worser? That's Ali, man. That's classic vintage Ali. He went on to reveal that he did his homework, did his research. Apparently it cost $12 million daily to keep United States soldiers in Vietnam. Ali's fistic tax dollars amounted to ammunition, 3 bomber jets, and the salary of approximately 50,000 U.S. soldiers yearly. So he's like, how are my talents better served in the military? Now, they assured Ali he wouldn't be on the front lines. His life wouldn't be endangered. He'd basically be a goodwill ambassador and do exhibitions like Joe Louis and Sugar Ray Robinson did in World War II, I believe. Thing is, Ali was a man of his convictions. Defiant, strong, unwavering man of his convictions. A man of principalities. He had some big worm in him. You know what I'm saying? He had some big worm in him. He talked it and he walked it. I ain't got no quarrel with them Viet Cong. Viet Cong ain't never called me nigga. This was some Colin Kaepernick NFL anthem protest shit on fucking steroids. Only thing missing was social media. Now, Ali coming into the fight itself, he pretty much knew, based on his pre-fight interviews, he pretty much knew that Folley would be his last fight. His appeals had run out, and he wasn't his customarily jovial self. He just wasn't. Howard Cosell even pointed it out to Ali. Muhammad, you're being quite truculent. Ali responded, whatever truculent means, if that's good, I'm that. The Ali-Folley fight itself, it wasn't necessarily the best performance of Ali's career, but it's well worth watching. You get a full sense of who Ali was as a fighter. 6'3", 211 and a half, most athletically gifted heavyweight ever. Forever, ever. Bounce, rhythm, exquisite footwork, hand speed, upper body movement. He had the lean back defense, as you see in the cover photo for this particular video with Tyson swinging at him. It was all on display in the Zora Folley fight. Ali started patiently, first 2 rounds Folley won, not because he was whooping Ali's ass, but because Ali was observing, dancing, moving, probing, processing information. He engaged more by round 3. He dropped Folley in the 4th with a lead right cross, and then a left hook, left uppercut hybrid punch, followed by a right cross. It was a 3-punch combo. Wop, wop, wop. Dropped Folley, who landed on his face, basically. Busted Folley's nose. Folley got up, though. He was brave, man. He got up. Ali power jabbed him. Dropped Folley a second and final time with a double lead right cross over the top of his jab. March 22nd, 1967. Muhammad Ali wouldn't fight again until October 26th, 1970 versus Jerry Quarry. Now, getting into March 22nd, 1986, HBO Heavyweight Unification Series. So prior to this series/tournament, whatever you want to call it, Leon Spinks had been the last undisputed heavyweight champion when he defeated Ali in 1978. So HBO launches this series. And on March 22nd, 1986, Trevor Berbick defeats Pinklin Thomas for the WBC title. After that, Larry Holmes fought Michael Spinks in a rematch for the IBF title. Spinks was the first light heavyweight to ever win a heavyweight title by beating a reigning heavyweight champion. I thought Holmes won that fight, but Spinks got the nod. He's the IBF champ. Simple as. After that, you had Tim Witherspoon versus Frank Bruno for the WBA title. Witherspoon won. Followed by Michael Spinks. He stopped Stephen Tangstad in defense of his IBF title. From there, Trevor Berbick fought Mike Tyson for the WBC title, and Tyson wiped his ass with Trevor Berbick. After that, Tim Witherspoon was defeated by James Bone Crusher Smith and lost the WBA title. Now from there, Tyson and Bone Crusher, they unified the WBC and WBA titles. So Tyson's a 2-belt titleist. After that, Tony Tucker fought Buster Douglas for the vacant IBF title. The title was vacated by Michael Spinks, who, instead of pursuing the tournament and facing his mandatory Tony Tucker, he was like, let me go ahead and get this higher dollar purse against fucking Jerry Cooney, who's way more beatable. And Spinks wiped his ass with Jerry Cooney. On the same night as Tucker and Buster Douglas, Mike Tyson was the main event, destroying Pinklin Thomas, who was a pretty good fighter in his own right. He got caught up in drug addiction and shit. And then after that, of course, Mike Tyson and Tony Tucker fought to unify the heavyweight division. So yeah, basically, without telling you up front, this was an Ali Mike Tyson video. How you feel about that? Subscribe, like, comment, share. Love, tap, and or bitch slap that like button once again. This is your boy REED-BBS. BBS. Blackbird Sugar, Bachelor's in Boxing Studies. Television, Fred Sanford of the Fistic Arts. When all is said and done, there's nothing left to say or do.